Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today I'm going to be showing you what I got at the Goodwill Outlet store. I have watched a lot of videos on YouTube about people going to the outlet store and I've been wanting to go for a long time, and last weekend was the weekend. So my friend and I got there pretty early in the morning. We weren't expecting it to be too busy. It was a weekend, so we didn't think that through, but it was insane. All of the carts were gone and people had taken their carts and lined them around the outside of the store, and they were already full of stuff. So clearly people had been there for a while, or they were just pulling a whole bunch of stuff out of the bin. So we had to sign up for a list to wait until someone went and checked out to get a cart. So that took us quite a while. But overall we had a pretty successful time. It was $2.29 per pound for soft goods or textiles that you bought, and I paid $22.67. So I got 9.9 pounds of clothing. It does take a little bit of work. You really have to dig through all the stuff there and be patient, but you can find some amazing things. The friend that came with me ended up finding Patagonia baggy shorts, which was insane, and I'm jealous that I didn't find them, but you can really find some good stuff as long as you're willing to dig through all of the stuff. So let me show you what I got. You know it's a good thrift find when you find yourself wearing it right after you've watched it. So the first thing I got is this button-down Marks & Spencer top. I love the subtle pattern of it and I really like the material. It's super soft and stretchy, but still looks nice, like a white button down with a collar. I really like the pattern, and obviously it was a great price, and I think it's one of those cool like thrift store vintagey finds that just feels really cool and comfy and looks good at the same time. I've also been watching a lot of Macy Eleni Blazed and Glazed thrifting videos, and this feels like a good shimmy shake top. I also got this Brandy Melville red tube top. I go to USC and we haven't had a game day during the day yet this year, but they're always brutal and I got terrible sunburns. So red is one of our colors, so this is a perfect game day top. This is something that I would refuse to pay for full price at a Brandy Melville's, and even refuse to pay like $4 at Goodwill, because that's probably what the cost of it would be. So I was really excited to find this. It's super light, so it's super cheap, and now I have it in my life. So the next thing I got was this Wilfred sweater. It fits me really well, other than the fact that the sleeves are really long. It's not my size, so I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit. I really liked it for winter or fall or any time that it's colder in California. As I said, the sleeves are a little long, so I'm gonna see maybe if my sister wants it, or probably sell it on Poshmark or Depop. But Wilfred is an Aritzia brand if I'm not mistaken, and it's super nice quality and literally looked brand new. So I don't necessarily know why it was at the Goodwill Outlet, but I got it. So the last top that I got is this super old Union Bay sweater. It has just the most insane pattern, and the interesting thing about this sweater, which makes me think that it's really old, this sweater is 55% ramie. It's a natural material that I think is similar to hemp and isn't really used very much anymore, which is why that I thought that this was a super cool kind of vintagey sweater. It feels kind of rough. Like if you hear that, it's just like rough for a sweater. This is not the comfiest sweater by any means, but I thought the pattern was so cool, and even just the Union Bay tag looked really old. I have really fallen in love with the whole like vintagey feeling button down floral dress, and I've really been hardcore looking for things in the thrift store because I know a lot of more expensive stores like Reformation sell dresses like that, but I don't necessarily have the money to be buying all my stuff at Reformation as much as I would like to. So I was really excited when I found this dress at the outlet. It's this, Coldwater Creek midi dress. It has this beautiful pattern. It buttons all the way down from the top to the bottom, and I just loved it. I saw it in the bins and pulled it out because of the pattern. Had no idea what it was, but it was this beautiful dress, and then it ended up fitting me pretty much. Also, fun fact, when I put this on for the first time, it was a little big around the waist, but when I looked at it in the mirror, I noticed it had these little belt loops for like a little corset in the back. So for now, I added this little shoelace belt that I'd had lying around, and it cinches up the waist so nice. So that was a fun find. I'm sure it had a matching patterned tie in there, and that might even be in the bins at Goodwill, but it just got disconnected. These next two things have a bit of a story. Over the summer, I went thrifting all the time, and I found this gorgeous dress in the lingerie section, which definitely is some kind of a lingerie dress, but it's this beautiful yellow, like totally see-through. But I really liked the top and the pattern, but it's totally see-through. And so I thought maybe I'll just buy a slip dress and that'll be fine, but I kind of just wanted it to be lined. Like, this is a flowy dress. I didn't want to wear anything tighter underneath, or I don't know. I just didn't feel like buying a slip. Gosh. There were a whole bunch of them in the bins at Goodwill, and I have a sewing machine now, so I can get a little crafty and maybe put in a lining to this dress. So I bought two things as options for that. So first I got this skirt. It's literally just a skirt. It has a little lace detail on the bottom. I think the skirt waist is too big for me, but that's kind of why I picked this up. Like, I can cut open this fabric and put it into this dress and make it a lining. I also ended up getting a regular slip dress. Again, I think this is a little too big for me, but I can see maybe if I want to sew it in and have just like a dress under the dress. You know, sometimes people do that when they're designing clothes. But anyway, these were both super light and felt like super good options for a little sewing project. It can get expensive if you're trying to do thrift flips at Goodwill because stuff is expensive, so this was a really good option for me. I would recommend going to the outlets with a friend because it's twice the amount of eyes looking at things. I completely looked over this skirt, but my friend picked it up and then decided she didn't want it, so I got to take it home. And I had found a sweater that I thought was cute, but I didn't want, so she got it. So it's like good karma, you know, going around. This skirt I love. It's from the brand OBR, made in Italy. Of course, it says professionally dry and clean only. I have a habit of washing things in the laundry that are dry clean only, and whenever they come out, the lining is always much longer than the actual skirt. The good thing is this skirt was a little big before I put it in the wash, and now it fits me perfectly. Thank you to my friend Brooke who found this and gave it to me. Another Brooke find was these linen pants. I have been looking for linen pants for so long, and I just have never been able to find any that fit me. So I was excited when Brooke found these, and she had them in her bag the whole time, put them in the cart, and I was like, I wonder if she's gonna want those. And at the end she decided she didn't want them, and so they became mine. They're just these white linen pants with black and gray striped details. They have pockets. When I put them through the laundry, the hem came out. Clearly I'm having some laundry issues, but I kind of like what the raw hem looks like. I also really would not have a problem sewing up the hem now that I have a working sewing machine. They fit my waist pretty well, and there also is enough room that I can tuck in like a black sweater if I want to wear these in the winter, which I like. Pants are like $6, $7 at the regular Goodwill, and these definitely were under £1, so less than $2 here also. I also had a little fun looking at the jeans. These are the first pair of jeans that I found, and they're these Land's End jean shorts. I like that they're a little bit longer, and I did the neck test in the store, which felt really gross because all the clothes just felt kind of gross, but it looked like they were gonna fit. They do actually fit me a little bit bigger than I was hoping, but all of my jean shorts are like super high rise, fit my waist pretty well, and are super short, so I like that these are a little bit looser and more like comfy shorts. And then next, this is kind of funny. I found 501s, and they didn't look huge, and they had the buttons all the way up, and I really liked the color of the denim, and you know, the bottoms aren't frayed, like they're in pretty good condition, but they're way too big. 34-inch waist, and I'm a 25, so that's kind of unfortunate. But also, like, these were maybe $3, which is a really good deal for Levi's anyway. I'm gonna see if any of my friends want them, maybe sell them on Poshmark for like super cheap because I bought them for super cheap. I guess that's the good part and kind of the dangerous part of shopping at the Goodwill outlet. Things are cheap, which means that there's not as much risk if you buy it and it doesn't fit, but that also means that there's not as much risk and you're more likely to buy more things. If this was in a regular Goodwill, I probably wouldn't have bought them, so I'll keep that in mind next time I go to the outlet store. Now moving on to some non-clothing items. I found this scarf. It looks like a kind of snaky pattern, and it's long and skinny, so perfect for making a headband or like tying it around your neck or something, being super bougie. But I liked this pattern, and I don't really have a lot of scarves, and normally at the store this would be a few dollars. I'm sure this is just like cents, because there's no way that this weighs a pound. I also took a big risk and bought pillowcases. I saw one pillowcase in this bin and it looked like pretty good. There was one little stain on the back, which you might not even be able to see. It's right here. Tiny little stain. And I was like, this looks like it could be Anthropologie. It's also huge and really cool. Also, as we're sitting in my bed, this headboard, part of my apartment is furnished, and so we get this headboard on our bed, and I don't love gray, and there's not a whole lot of gray in my room otherwise, or in my like colors, so I wanted to have big pillows kind of to cover it. I also got a concussion once because I hit my head on my headboard in my sleep, and so I have a lot of pillows on my bed while I sleep so that I don't do that again. This is perfect. So anyway, I found one of these in a bin, so I put it in my basket, and then I found another from the same set, and this one is a little less blue. It has a little blue in the corner, but it's more like pinky and red than this one. So I found two. They didn't come with pillow inserts, and my pillows aren't the size of these little pillow things, so I ended up buying inserts on Target. Interestingly enough, I looked on Amazon and Target to compare prices for a 26 by 26 inch pillow, and they were way more expensive on Amazon, even with Amazon Prime, than they were on Target. I ended up paying like maybe $20 for two pillows, and it would have been like $40 on Amazon. So Amazon isn't everything. There's definitely a risk, and I bought them only because I knew I could put them through the laundry. I think they'll really brighten up the space. This also is a very similar color to my chair that I bought secondhand. If you haven't seen my shopping secondhand for home decor video, definitely watch it. But this has really similar colors to that chair that I got in that video, and I feel like it'll just kind of tie the whole room together. I have a lot of blues and these kind of pinky colors, so this was really just a perfect find. I'm just really excited. I mean, that brightens up the space so much. Another weird tchotchke thing that I got was this Vans luggage tag. My internet Vans. I mean, it's tiny, obviously it didn't cost much, but it's kind of fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll put it on my work bag. And the last thing I got has a funny story. I forgot about these shorts because I thought I had lost them. I brought my own reusable bag to the store and didn't take a plastic bag at checkout, and I just threw the stuff in my trunk and then was bringing a whole bunch of things up to my apartment from my car. And when I got up to my apartment and did laundry, I realized like the next day in the middle of the night, I literally woke up in the middle of the night and was like, oh my god, those shorts. Like, I didn't wash those shorts. And I got all concerned, and I texted my friend who came with me. I was like, did you pick them up? Like, I lost them, I haven't seen them. I didn't wash them, so they didn't come home, and I washed everything, including the bag that I used. She was like, no, I haven't seen them. Yesterday, like 4 days after I had gone thrifting, I walked down to my car to go to work at like 6 in the morning and saw these shorts laying on the ground, and I texted my friend a picture and was like, found them. So they must have fallen out of my bag. I haven't washed them yet, so that's why I'm kind of like holding on to them with dear life. They're these like silky little pajama shorts. They look really clean. They're not like outside shorts, I would say, but I liked the pattern, and this is the kind of thing that I would want to buy myself new from a store. Wouldn't, because the brands don't meet my ethical or sustainability standards. So I was glad to find those, and I'm glad that they found their way back into my life. So I totally forgot to include this shirt when I was talking about all my other stuff. I found this Life is Good t-shirt in the bins at Goodwill. It is super old and like really worn out. There's a huge hole in the sleeve and the neck is really distressed, but Life is Good stuff will always have a special place in my heart because my mom used to wear a lot of Life is Good shirts, so I was very excited to find this, and especially because it has the little earth pattern. It has some kind of words on the bottom. I can't read them because they're so faded, but I love this shirt, and it's probably my favorite find from the entire thrift haul. It's just kind of special, and it's one of those like perfectly worn in vintage t-shirts, and it's long sleeve, and I don't have any long sleeve t-shirts, so this was a really good find. It was definitely an experience. I would recommend it to any of you hardcore thrifters out there. Definitely go try it. go prepared. Bring some kind of gloves because you are digging through some kind of gross, stained, sometimes underwear stuff in the bins. In case your local Goodwill outlet has a crazy cart thing going on like this Goodwill had, bring a reusable bag. I brought one that's similar to the Baggy bags that I just slung over my shoulder so I didn't have to like hand carry all of the stuff that I wanted to keep before I got a cart. Made it a lot easier while I was shopping around, and that way I could use both hands to like dig through the bins. If you're not the type of person that wants to line up amid all the craziness when they bring out the new bins, I would suggest shopping in the bins by the people who have their huge carts and are going through their clothes. A lot of times when people shop the new bins, they just grab a whole pile of stuff or reach for stuff that has cool patterns or looks nice, put it in their cart, and then a few minutes later go through it and put the stuff back that they don't actually want. My friend and I struck gold in the beginning. We were standing right by a bin where this woman was putting stuff back, and that's where we got some of our best stuff of our whole trip. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to see what I found at the Goodwill outlet, and I hope that this gives you some inspiration to go try digging through the bins yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video.